My name is Crosby, and I'm a student at UC Berkeley planning on majoring in business administration. In college, students, including myself, tend to be strapped for cash. Whether you need to pay for tuition, pay for books, or just need a little extra spending money, extra cash can never hurt. There are so many options available to students, and not many people know about them. This lesson will cover those options and how to balance your work and school life. The first and most well-known option is work-study. Every school has their own system for work-study. Work-study is part-time employment provided by the school as part of your financial aid program. The pro of work-study is the hours are flexible according to your class schedule. The cons, though, are that work-study is only available if your financial aid plan says so, and it might not make as much money as the other options. The next excellent option is tutoring, either virtually or in person. You can either tutor privately or through an established company. Personally, I work for an established company run by UC Berkeley and UCLA students. This has been an amazing opportunity for me to apply the knowledge that I learned in high school into a job. The hours are super flexible, the pay is competitive, and I only take on gigs that I choose. Overall, this has been a great way for me to make some extra cash on my own time. I was also able to apply for a social media marketing internship for this company. So if you work for an established company, an advantage to that is you might be making connections that would be valuable later on. I found this job through an Instagram advertisement. The application was online and I went through 2 rounds of interviews. I tutor virtually about 5 hours a week, and this job teaches me valuable skills on leadership, mentoring, and responsibility with my time. When applying for these tutoring positions, it's really important that you're engaged and excited about helping students learn. If you tutor privately, you can even get really creative with the things you teach. Whether you played a sport in high school or maybe played an instrument, those are all things that you could benefit off of while tutoring. The pros to this job are the flexible hours and the competitive pay. The cons are that it may be hard to find gigs that work for you and your schedule. The next option is getting a job at a store or restaurant around campus. This is an option that lots of my friends have utilized, and it's worked out great for them. The pros are that they tend to be a little easier to apply for and attain. The cons are that the hours may not allow for flexibility like other jobs do. The next option is experiments or surveys run by your school. At Berkeley, there are always emails coming to me from the psychology department asking if I'm available for an experiment or a survey. These jobs usually pay $20 an hour on average, and you usually find out about them through your school email. The pro to this kind of job is they do not have a very large time requirement. The con, though, is that you may not be eligible for every survey, and it's not a consistent flow of income. If you're a creative type, another great option would be to sell your art. Near Berkeley, there are always craft fairs and flea markets selling art from local artists. The pro to this is this could be an awesome creative outlet for you and a way to make money off of a hobby. The con, though, is that there's no guarantee of a consistent flow of income, and it's usually pretty time demanding. The final method to making money in college that I will cover is becoming a brand ambassador. This is something that I've utilized my first semester of college, and it was something that really helped out in terms of money. Becoming a brand ambassador is a great way to get connected with the community around campus, as well as make a little extra money. Brands that cater to college students are usually looking for engaged and enthusiastic students to become part of their team and promote their brand on social media. If you don't have a lot of time to commit to a more traditional job, this is a great option to get a little extra cash or even free products. Personally, I'm a brand ambassador for a couple companies around campus, as well as a hotel near campus. I found these jobs either through the brand's website or through their Instagram. For all of these jobs, the applications were online and I did a virtual interview. For these jobs, I mostly make content for my own Instagram story or their Instagram story promoting their product or brand. These jobs have taught me a lot about social media marketing as well as just marketing in general, like how to make engaging content or how to gain customers. When applying to these types of positions, make sure you're really excited and really enthusiastic about the brand, because more than likely, you'll be posting on your Instagram story about them at least once a week. The pros of this kind of job are the connections you make as well as the fun and engaging nature of the job. The cons, though, are that you have to be actively searching for these jobs and they're usually pretty selective. In college, mental and physical health are so important, so it is crucial that you balance your work life, your social life, and your school life. Personally, I try to work less than 10 hours a week on average. This allows me to commit time to my social life and my school life as well as making money. I put my mental health as a priority, so for me, finding jobs with a lower time commitment was essential. You have to find what kind of job works for you and your schedule. If you overschedule yourself, like I did my first semester of college, You'll find that you get super stressed, it's super overworked. I even had to cut down a bit on the types of jobs that I was taking. Don't let this happen to you by being realistic with yourself about how much time you can actually commit to making money. The main ways to make money in college that I covered in this video are work-study, tutoring, getting a local job, selling your own product, school experiments, and becoming a brand ambassador. Regardless of how you decide to make money in college, it is so important to prioritize your mental health and balance your work and school life. In college especially, mental and academic success should be a priority, so make sure not to bite off more you can chew. I hope you enjoyed these tips.